Welcome back to the Friarside Chat. For those of you who haven't heard of the podcast, don't know who the heck we are, my name's Vince. This is my co-host Brandon. We are a couple of washed up college ball players. Now we're just old guys who talk about Padres baseball. I guess old
guys with kids.
Older guys. Yes, that's right.
Two kids now, and
soon to be dad over here. Kind of crazy, but kind of awesome. You know, being able to like see you and your kids has really made us excited for our little one. So super stoked.
Hey, two Padres talking about the Padres. Here we go.
What do you know? What do you know? But anyways, dude, it's the first episode of the season. We are heading into the 2026 season. Optimism is high as always. Spring training, World Baseball Classic, just like so much. Like it's you know, like I said, it's optimistic, right? It's like not the best time of the year because that I would say it would be like more like playoffs and whatnot, or if things are going really well. But it's just like there's a certain feeling, right? There's like, I don't know, not like a magic in the air. That's a little romantic, but it kind of, you know what I mean? It's just like clean slate, right? Like there's something about just having like a fresh, clean, ready to rock, right?
Hey, let me simplify it for you. The Padres have not let us down yet. And as a Padres fan, that has you in a heightened state already. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's
But
that's a good point.
All the joking aside, I mean, we're coming off some playoff runs. You know, last year wasn't our year, but I'm optimistic again. I think a lot of new additions to the team have me even more optimistic. We had some holes after last year with people leaving, including our manager. And, you know, it's been plug and play, and Preller's definitely done a good job of giving us options to look at. I mean, there's so many names. And honestly, some of them are bigger names. You go back a couple of years and you'd be shocked to hear that we're getting them on minor league deals.
I know.
But we'll dive into that for sure. But, yeah, very excited to be back. Excited to have old listeners, new listeners. I know a couple of people have reached out saying if we're even doing it anymore with last year. New kiddo.
Like, where
didn't
is
have time to do it. Yeah, but we're back. We're back, and we're back for regular videos that will be put out at a regular date, and you can count on it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, super stoked. And yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head, right? It was like the name of the game was like, sure, there was a couple of big losses, right, from the roster after last year, but there was a lot of acquisitions. Like right before we hopped on this call, I was looking it up. I was like, dang, there's some competition, which it seems like, you know, Preller loves to do. Well, we don't need to touch on it either, but he's going to be around for a couple more years as well.
Extended.
But yeah, I mean, I think might as well, like, let's just hop into it. Like, let's just like look at it. Let's break this down. So here, losses, and you can tell if I missed any, let me know off the top of your head. But like the big ones, the obvious ones were Dylan Cease, Gonzo.
Yep.
Luis Arraez, Gonzo. Ryan O'Hearn, Robert Suarez, and then Yu Darvish to injury. It's a little bit different for boy you. But yeah, those are some big losses. Like we're talking some big names, we're talking some big impact players, former All-Stars, former batting champions, former Cy Young in the running type guys, like big shoes to fill for sure.
Yeah, but also maybe some of the most controversial players. I mean, you talk amongst Padre fans, ask them what their opinion is on Luis Arraez, and then sit back for 45 minutes and listen to an argument.
Let him go for it.
Yep. Right? You got him, and then you've got Robert Suarez, arguably on paper a fantastic closer, but myself included, I just didn't see it lasting and going as well. I thought it's a miracle that he got the results that he did. Yeah, all fastballs. So, like, he was a little like, will he, won't he? And then you got Ryan O'Hearn, who everyone thought should be playing more. Should we extend him? He's more of a first baseman than a lot of the first basemen we've had in years past. We don't sign him, leaving another gap there. And then what was the last one? Yu Darvish going down for injury. Yeah. That's tough, obviously. Yeah. But I think I'm missing one more in there. Suarez. O'Hearn, Arraez.
Cease, Arraez, O'Hearn, Suarez.
That's the one I missed.
Yeah.
And Cease was kind of a crapshoot, right? Like he looked really, really good and then really, really bad. And then the one thing you could count on him, though, was innings. And that's a big thing to replace is that no matter what, say what you will about Dylan Cease, the guy was a workhorse and he could win you a game any day. So big shoes to fill, I think, were biggest in his loss.
For sure. But yeah, of course, so some big holes to fill. But man, was Preller freaking busy, dog.
Rattle it off.
Dude, let's see. Let's start with I mean, okay. I mean, obviously, I think probably the most notable one, obviously, right? Nick Castellanos, like, kind of crazy, and just the fact, like, the price, like, I don't want to like gloss over it, like,
It shouldn't be
it's crazy, right? Like, I don't remember the numbers, but it's like Padres are paying
over
him
20
like
million.
league minimum, which is like I don't know, less than $1 million,
Mm-hmm.
and the Phillies are paying him, millions of, it's like 14 million or something
I
like
thought it was
that.
20.
Is it? Gosh,
It's a lot.
yeah.
Nonetheless, I mean, it's kind of
Nonetheless,
crazy that we can gloss over if it's
I
14 or
know.
20. Either way, it's a lot. And this is a guy that has a history with Manny
Dude.
Machado, right? Like,
Hmm.
if you're going to bring in a big name, they better get along with your big names, and they do. I mean, Manny and him go back to playing ball together. I think it was in high school, even.
Yeah, I think even
Not
before
at
that.
the
I
same
think
high
they even
school, but
said, I want to say they said Little League even.
shoot, man. Yeah,
Crazy.
and Nick's statement just being like, "Hey, we're kids that have grown up and are living the dream." You know, they
Yeah.
played together as kids. They've made it to the show. They've had
They've been
very big
pushing each other,
careers.
right? Their whole
Yeah,
careers, right? And then now you get to like kind of have that reunion. Like that's got to be such an awesome feeling, you know? Because yeah, like these you're talking about guys who are now in what like their mid 30s, and yeah, they were probably been playing with together for at least 20 years, which is kind of crazy to think about. You know, it's amazing.
mhm,
Like that's older than some of these kids on the freaking roster. So,
for sure.
so that's amazing to think about.
Wait,
But yeah, obviously, yeah.
I've got a super cool inside scoop story on Nick Castellanos.
All
You ready
right.
for it?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's hear
Tell me
it.
you're ready for it.
Hmm.
So I've got a coworker who also played college ball.
Hmm.
He played with a kid who came up through the organization with the Phillies. Well, he gets pulled up to the Phillies and doesn't really have a place to stay. Nick Castellanos and his wife open their
Hmm.
doors to him and his girlfriend,
Hmm.
and they end up living with him for the entire season. By all accounts, they were just saying they are the nicest people. The
What?
wife's amazing. They would come home and they would have like family movie nights because Castellanos, they have a family of kids.
Yeah.
And they were just saying like they were the nicest, most down to earth people. Didn't need to let their doors open, but definitely did. And upon the news of them leaving, they sent a really nice little heartfelt letter to him,
Wow.
and wished him the most success. And just something that you don't see. You know, Nick Castellanos has some stories that are not as pleasant. That's about as cool as
Hmm.
a friendly, fun story. But yeah, excited to see Family Man
Wow.
Castellanos on the Padres.
Yeah. That's great. That's awesome. That's, I mean, yeah, it seems like, yeah, there's some, some reports of like, oh, not team guy, whatever. I mean,
Nah, dude,
seems
he's
pretty
gonna be
cool to
good.
me. Yeah. I was
He's
gonna say,
gonna
that
be
sounds
good,
pretty
dude.
good. I'm
I'm
stoked.
stoked. I'm bought in.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
bought in on the
Same. Same.
Castellanos
I
train.
think it was like the second the signing happened, it was like, okay, come on. Like, there's our DH.
Yep.
So, I mean, we mentioned how there's going to be a lot of competition. I think he's probably got a spot, but hey, I don't know. I don't know. What do I know?
Could you
But
imagine starting in AAA?
yeah, sorry. No, thanks, Nick. But anyways, all right, us keep going. So some other notable signings here were we're going to stick with position players here. Familiar face Ty France, the San Diego
Reunion.
Aztec. The drafted by the Padres, started his career with the Padres, and then kind of went off and actually had a pretty decent career elsewhere. Was an All Star one year. High contact guy. Seems like a high vibes guy.
Yeah.
So that's a really
Familiar with the
interesting one.
organization.
Yeah, exactly. And he could play.
Good
It seems
defense.
like they're really loading up on that first base spot as well. So he could definitely fit in there. Like that one makes a lot of sense. But then you also got Miguel Andujar, kind of a nice pickup too, right? Like we're talking about, you mentioned it earlier, like we're talking about guys who rewind just a handful of years ago were like top prospects, potential like
Yankees.
future the guys for their respective teams. And not to mention like Andujar had a great year last year. And the
Yep.
dude, from all accounts and metrics and whatnot, kind of just like mashes lefties. So like
Yep.
at a very, even at the least, we could see some sort of like platoon
Pinch hitter off the
situation going
bench.
on with Sheets and Andujar and Castellanos at DH, or you could kind of like swap those guys, give them days, whatever. But yeah, like once you start thinking about it like that, like it sure is nice to have, going from like probably like as little as what, like a month ago, we're like, who the hell's going to play first base? Now you're like, oh my God, we got 8 first basemen and all of
Yep.
which are seemingly like pretty decent. And then, here, another one who could play first base that I kind of forgot about until I did like a couple little note research here. Jose Miranda.
Oh, are you talking about the guy with the most hits in spring, Jose Miranda, hitting 409 this spring?
Dude, he's had some good seasons, and his cousin or whatever is the dude who breaks all those plays.
Dude, he is a sleeper. Jose
Yeah.
Miranda, even when he was playing well with the Twins, did
Mm-hmm.
not get all the notoriety for it.
Yeah.
He's my dark horse for now,
Ooh, as in to make the roster.
as in to like play a significant role for the Padres this
I feel
year.
like he's not that old either. Let's see.
How old? Vinny, how old is he?
27.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right? He
okay.
feel like
Prime
he's been in the
years.
league for a long time. That's like a lot of like prospects come up at like 26, 27. He's like had some big league seasons, had some down seasons, and now he's still, still vying for a spot at only 27. Like it's not bad.
Yep.
Okay, so I think that like those are the first base kind of crew. But then we also got very exciting a new Korean player because everybody in San Diego missed Hasan Kim
We
so
need a
much
chant.
that we're like, we need the 3-syllable chant, and now we've got sun, moon, moon,
It's gonna
sun.
play.
Dude, it's gonna rattle the entire place. I'm already
It's
bought
gonna
in.
be awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
He
seems
just
like a
hit a
pretty
bomb today.
yeah, it seems like a nice versatile play. It looks like they're playing him at second base a lot. Kind of interesting. I don't know what
Plus
that means for
defender.
Cronenworth, but it seems like you can kind of plug him in wherever it seems like. Like they said, I remember when they signed him, they were talking even third base, second base. He played shortstop, I guess, in like spring a couple times already. You could probably plug him in at first base, and I'm sure corner outfield too. So just like high value in that sense. But yeah, I'd be kind of shocked if he didn't make the roster. So I think we can expect him to be a bench piece for sure. And then here's a really interesting one that happened very recently was Alex Verdugo. Kind of crazy on that. I think kind of same story. I think he's like relatively young too. Let me look it up.
While you look that up, it is kind of crazy that this guy who was a centerpiece of a big trade between
Was he in the
Boston
Mookie
and the
Betts?
Dodgers. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Let's see.
Boston didn't win that one, but he's going to get another opportunity with us. We'll see
Yeah.
what happens. We need some corner. We need some outfield depth. I mean, you got Tatis, who's injury prone, and Merrill had some injuries last year, and Lariano is not a for sure given like he's going to be a complete all star again this year. You just never know. You always need depth, and why not give Verdugo a shot to see if you
Yeah.
can harness some of that former potential?
Yeah.
How old
29
is he?
years old. 29.
Yeah.
But he's got like how many years has he been in the league? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess full seasons, like seven full seasons, and then parts of
Gosh,
2. So he's been playing in the league since he was like 20 years old.
that's crazy.
Yeah. So talk about another guy, right? Who's still potentially like. So that's what's so interesting, right? Like physically still at the peak of his career. So
Sure.
it's like it's still there. Like it's got to still be there. At this point, it's almost like weird. Like it's a lot of it's got to be mental, right? Especially a guy who was right, like so highly touted. To your point, right? Like if you got traded for Mookie Betts, like dude, you obviously or a dude at that
Someone saw
point.
something at some time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And there's definitely been flashes, of that out of him. I know he had the whole like tattoo thing. Do you remember that story? It was like his tattoos were like, I don't know, they were like bleeding into his bloodstream or something and making him lethargic or something. Did you hear that? I just
No,
remember
I
hearing
missed
that
that.
story like a year or two ago. It's the craziest thing. But anyways,
No more tats.
yeah, exactly. But that's who I had written down for all like the position acquisition. I don't know if I missed any, but I think those are the key players there.
Those are the key ones. But let me
Yeah.
make
Uh-oh.
can you hear me?
We lost you
I
for a
hear
second.
you.
There you go.
We're there.
You're back.
Perfect. Well, going to the points. Pulling up the spring training stats, which don't mean a whole lot, but it is nice to look at people who are starting off hot because that's something. Of the new players, or we see Jose Miranda leading in hits. We see Andujar tied for second in hits. Tied for second with who you ask? Ty France.
Hmm.
And then you got Nick Castellanos tied for sixth. I mean, these are all guys that are coming in hot, trying to prove something and playing well.
Hmm. Hmm. I even saw, yeah, like Castellanos is an interesting one too, right? Because they've been playing him at first base and he's never
Mhm.
played first base or maybe very limited amount. Like this dude's been a he was started his career as a third baseman. I remember when he was like on the Tigers, I think, and then yeah, he's almost exclusively been a right fielder with the Phillies. And he looks, from all the clips I've seen, looks pretty nice over there at first base. So
Well,
that's
defense is
also
his
a good
weak
sign.
spot, right? That's what brings his WAR down. His
Yeah,
WAR is brought down
totally.
by his defense.
And it's
Real quick,
range related too, you know, like
totally.
which put him at first base, and it's like, well, hey, you kind of solved your range
Can
issue
you
a
lay
little
down
bit,
and block a ball every now and then?
right? And with the
Jose
third base
Miranda
background, like he's got to have a little
has an arm.
familiarity with that.
Totally. Real quick, Jose Miranda batting 409, and Duhar 350, Ty France 412, Nick
Dude,
Castellanos 316.
best case scenario, my God.
Yep.
Unless, yeah, unless your name is Craig Stamen and you have to decide who makes the team.
You know who I'm happy to see playing pretty well too is Freddie Fermin, batting 385 at the moment.
Yeah, I definitely want to touch on the catching situation a little bit as we progress. Let's get through these. Let's talk about the acquisition of the new pitchers, and then let's go into let's talk
That's
about
big.
let's talk about like the lineup. We'll talk about the starting pitching, that kind of stuff, and then we can touch on some of like the catching. I think that one's kind of interesting too because our boy can't be. Anyways,
Give it to me, Vinny. Give it to me.
all
Good
right.
names.
Really interesting hunt, right? Like for the pitching. And again, we'll touch on the full rotation. But acquisitions,
There's spots.
there's a lot. So there's Herman Marquez from Colorado, Griffin Canning, Walker Bueller,
Who?
re-signed Kyle Hart. I'll count it because his agreement was up and they signed him again. Tristan McKenzie, very interesting. And Marco Gonzalez. Like, at one point, again, like what you said earlier, rewind a couple of years, like that in itself is its own starting rotation and pretty good at that. And again, now, aged out injuries have happened, things like that. But there's so much juice. I feel like there's still juice to be tapped in there. Any of those names though, like stand out to you? Like, do you have one?
Oh yeah,
one of those that stands out above the rest though?
I mean, the one that stands out above the rest has to be Dodger Blues Golden Boy Walker Bueller. As far as holy shit, how did we get here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do. Him and Niebla have already been talking about this big shift he's going to have in his career, right? He was a 65% fastball guy for a long time. The velo's down. He's getting more creative, but he's going to the pitch doctor. He's helping him create more shape in his off-speed pitches, and
For sure.
he's excited about that. So if you're bought in on changing your ways to find new success,
Yep.
that's the best you can ask for. The worst thing is someone who's stubborn where their body's changing, but they're not willing to change their game. So excited to see what he can do. He's got a chip on his shoulder. It didn't work out for him in Boston. And hey, he's wearing brown and gold now. He's a Padre now. The Dodger blue can be in the past, and it can hopefully be fuel for him to shove it up against them when they play.
Man, how sweet would it be, like a playoff series, Walker Bueller pitching against the Dodgers? That would just
as long as he pitches well,
such an
that's
amazing
pretty
storyline. Yeah, I know. But I think what's also interesting about him too is like, yeah, to your point, right? Like early on in his career, he was fireballer, right? The dude sat upper 90s consistently. And I think it's really interesting. One, obviously, yeah, working with Niebla, but then also pairing him with like the guys in the Padres rotation that are established, right? Like you think about Pivetta, Musgrove, and King, right? Like those guys, I none of them are known for like the heater, really. Like sure, they have effective fastballs for sure, but a lot of their success is all based on their movement, their sequencing, like all those things. And so I feel like that is it's almost great to give him a group of guys to work with, who
are going to be doing something similar or have done it.
Right. Like, hey, here's 3 guys who have been highly successful who do not rely heavily on the fastball. So if that is kind of where your game is going, Walker Bueller, like, guess what? You got 3 perfect guys to kind of train with.
But the guy who I'm most excited about, Herman,
dude, I was gonna say the same thing. I was like, as much as like Walker Bueller gets you like excited, I think if I'm like a betting guy and I want like if I'm kind of filling out the rotation, I think I agree with you. Like I think he's just like steady under the radar, isn't gonna like blow you away, but he's gonna start every 5 games. He's gonna give you quality starts. Like
I think he's gonna shove in Petco, dude. I think he needs to get. Mind you, how old is he? He's one of those guys who you think is way older because he's been in the league forever.
Well, and he's
Look
been
that up for me.
serviceable as a Rocky, right?
In
And which is
yeah, in
crazy.
course field.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, unbelievable. To pitch there for your career is
He
terrible.
is 31.
31, still plenty of juice in the tank. And I think him having Niebla, I think him having a better defense behind him and a better ballpark to pitch in,
Yep.
man, I mean, give me that guy. I cannot
Oof.
wait to see what he does.
I just was curious because I hadn't like looked at his numbers. Rough year last year.
Real
but
rough.
but but yeah, every year prior to that, and same thing. He's been in the league for like 10 years. This will be his 10th year.
21. Age
Every year
21
before
again.
that, like positive WAR. Yeah, sitting the fours ERA as a Rocky. So I mean, dude, that's
That's
honestly
good.
that's as good as you see out of the Rockies in that ballpark.
He was
So
their one or two guy for a long
yeah,
time.
long time. But anyways, so yeah, I agree. I had a feeling. I knew like because that's kind of where I was at too. I was like Walker Bueller's the obvious answer, but I'm like Marquez, dude, don't sleep on him. And I had a
Don't sleep
feeling
on
you were gonna
Canning.
say that. Canning, I feel like he's got a high ceiling too. He's just like coming off an Achilles, so I know something about that. I don't know how much of it will necessarily impact
Achilles.
his pitching too much. Do you know if it was
I
his
don't.
landing or his push out? I don't think
I do
honestly. I
not.
don't know. I can actually speak to this a little bit because I tore my Achilles in high school, and I wasn't really a pitcher, but I did pitch in high school as well. And the year after tearing an Achilles, and I could tell you it didn't really impact my pitching ability very much. Obviously, we're talking about very different levels there, but I guess I'm just saying from like a rehab
I like it.
standpoint, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like, and it did impact me more. Like I could speak to more like obviously like it took me a little bit longer to get out of the box as quick as I did before. Whereas on the mound, like wasn't that much different than prior to the injury. I'd rather see a pitcher coming back from a leg injury than two Tommy Johns or
The
a
shoulder cuff.
rotator cuff. Yeah, exactly. So as far as like injuries go, when you consider pitchers coming back from
Yeah.
injuries, less worried with a lower body injury there too. So I agree. I think he's got a pretty high ceiling there as well. Jeez, we could just keep going, man. Tristan
Yeah,
McKenzie
McKenzie.
too. Gosh, we're talking about a guy who was one of the top prospects in the entire league, like not even that long ago,
Yep.
and under which pitching coach, Brandon?
I think the one we have.
Shocker.
Niebla.
Yep. So that's got to be probably a great reunion, I'm sure. And I've heard too, just like a couple of
Familiarity.
interviews, not even with Mackenzie, but like with other guys, like talking about him. Apparently, he's just like the freaking guy. Like the dude's funny. He's like just like a great human being. It sounds like just a really great guy to be around. Very inclusive. Very just seems like a cool dude from all like accounts of people talking about him. So that obviously doesn't
Options.
hurt either. Like glue guy kind of thing.
We have options, and that's
Mhm.
really a big positive because I think something that we were all scared about was through all the acquisitions over the last couple of years, we've given away a lot of prospects that
Yeah.
could be starting pitchers these days. It's still a little sad to me that we don't have a name coming through the organization that we can look forward to plug into our rotation because those
Yeah.
are
At
expensive
least right
pieces, and
away.
anytime you can
Yeah.
develop and have them under control, that's really big. But you never know. Someone might emerge this spring as a contender. But for now, we've got some cool. I don't want to say they're has-beens, but top prospect has-beens or top dude has-beens that we can still squeeze something out of, and hopefully find this veteran staff that no moment will be too big, and
Yep.
you'll know what you're getting every time they go out. So that's
For
pretty
sure.
cool.
Yeah, that would be great. I could totally see. I mean, yeah, and that's actually, I guess that ends up being a good segue into like, all right, we're already talking about pitching. So let's see. Well, I guess it's just hypothetically the rotation right now, as we would imagine it, would be what you got: Pavetta, King, Musgrove, probably Randy Vasquez. I think he earned it after last year, and
And he's been pitching really well this year.
yeah, exactly. And then to your point, one more spot out of those guys, like that's another great position to be in, right? Because and as we know, like injuries will happen throughout the year, even if they're just like a shorter duration. So it's like great to have just like those guys available. We didn't even talk about too, like there's other guys like JP Sears is still around.
He's
Matt
yeah,
Waldron
okay.
is still around. You're like,
Sorry,
we don't
JP
have to
Sears.
talk about it.
I like Matt Waldron.
We mentioned Kyle Hart, right, is back for another year. Who is else?
Ooh,
Brian Hoeing. Remember Hoeing? That dude.
yes.
Although I
Jackson
liked him a
Wolf.
lot as like I kind of liked him as like a long reliever type, but I don't know what he wants to do, but I kind of liked him in that spot. But
Real quick here, let me throw out some names that we haven't talked about that are in our rotation and such.
yeah,
So Kyle Hart has pitched in 4 games, 6 innings pitched.
hmm
He has a 1 WHIP and has not given up any runs. That's encouraging. Then you've got freaking Randy Vasquez,
yep.
who's started 2 games, 4 2/3 innings. He's given up 1 hit this spring so far, struck out 5, has a whip of .86, and has
Let's
not given up a
go.
run.
Randy's my
So
guy.
talk about a guy who's earning it a little bit. And then lastly, there's one
Yeah.
more here. Jackson, nope, not Jackson Wolf. Who was it? Who was
Oh,
it?
he's interesting too, though. Like
Jackson
a
Wolf.
big lefty. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 innings pitched, 1 WHIP, has given up 2 runs. But there was someone else on here. Doesn't matter.
Mm,
Kyle Hart also hasn't given up a run. I mentioned that. Bradley Rodriguez has not given up a
Bradley.
run.
Yeah, relief
Yes,
pitcher. The
Bradley.
dude sits at like just
He's
under Mason
shoving.
Miller heat status.
5 Ks to 1 walk and a .5 WHIP. So I mean he's shoving too. So just a lot of little things. Oh, Logan Gillespie also has pitched
Oh, yeah, that's right.
in 2 games and has 0 runs, .27
hmm
WHIP, 6 strikeouts to no walks. So I mean, just little things. The sample size is tiny,
Yep,
but still, it's nice to point out some things that are progressing and hopefully making some developmental leaps this
for
spring.
sure. Yeah. Again, like we kind of mentioned it before, but yeah, like the competition,
Hmm.
like that's exactly what you want in the spring, right? Like limited number of spots, plenty of guys to fill it. Like, and it was so crazy too how fast it happened too, because I feel like we were maybe like a month ago, we were kind of like, oh
Scratching our
my
heads.
God, what are we going to do? And now it's
Hmm.
like, wow, there's a lot of options. And will any of them turn out? I don't know. But like the odds are kind of in the, I don't want to say they're in like favor, but I mean, like you're setting yourself up as best as you can, I guess I would say, without, having signing like a for sure bona fide starter kind type. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm optimistic about this group.
It might sound silly because we're not on paper just like this powerhouse of starting pitching. But there is like this level of optimism that you could have just this formidable stat. Like it can happen, right? Sometimes you go into spring, you're like, holy shit. Like if you're just left with JP Sears and company, and you're just like, dude, they're just getting railed all day.
I
And you're
figured out
like,
the
we have
title of the
nobody who can plug
podcast.
in.
I
Yeah.
hate JP Sears.
I don't even hate the guy. You know what I do hate though
Oh, just kidding.
is giving up Leo DeVry for a
Yeah,
reliever.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, if JP Sears doesn't pan out, you gave
yeah,
up the number 3 prospect in the league for a relief pitcher. I love Mason Miller. Don't get me wrong; he's
yeah,
amazing. But
yeah.
is he? Nope, I don't think so. Anyways, I'm going off track here, but
Oh,
yeah,
you're gonna
there's a
run
lot of
into
guys here.
JP sometime downtown.
He's going to be the nicest
He's
guy.
gonna be the best
I
dude
know it.
ever. We're
I
gonna
don't
have
dislike
some
JP
big
Sears. I just
stars
want him to
this
pitch
year.
better. I just want him to pitch better.
I know. I had
Um,
big hopes like when he came over, and he just all his Padres appearances have just been bummers.
yeah.
But
But our bullpen also looks great, man. There's
oh
so many good
yeah,
pieces there,
I
and
know.
it seems like there's a lot in the minor league organization too. You don't hear a lot about a minor league buzz for relief pitching arms, but we have them.
No,
We have them. It's going to be
I know.
cool.
I know it's gonna be great. Yeah, I was like just looking over. Like we still got Marhone, still have Estrada, still have David Morgan.
Adams comes back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when Adams comes back, it'll be nice. Marinaccio is decent. Yeah, it's
There's a
like
ton.
yeah. But yeah, it's looking pretty dang good, dude. From a
Position
competition
players.
standpoint. Position players. Yeah, I mean, gosh, we already have been diving in here. I don't want this to go on too long, but there's just so much to talk about. Let's I'll tell you what. Let's do like one more quick segment here to wrap things up. Let's do. I want to hear, as of right now, what is your opening day lineup? Because I know this gets interesting too, because there's been a lot of talk about where's Tatis going to hit, who's going to lead off, who's going to DH, etc. So it's just like, and obviously, there's still a lot of spring left, but just for the sake of, a last segment here to get us kicked off.
This is tough. There's so many pieces that I move around. But okay, let me just go with who's in the field. We'll get to a batting order in a second. So let's go left to right. You got Liriano in left. You've got Merrill in center. You got Tatis in right. You got Machado at third. Bogarts at short. You got to start with Cronenworth at second. And the big one, let's go first base. I feel for Gavin Sheets, man. This is a guy that works hard, who's earned his spot on this team, and he's still not going to probably be the starting first baseman. Let's put Castellanos at first. Let's put Fermin behind the dish. My opening day starter will be Nick Pivetta per what he did last year. I think he earned that. So as long, barring he shits the bed in spring, I think you got to give the nod there. And then at the DH, I think it's going to depend on who's pitching, but you're probably going in Duhar in the DH spot. But I'll tell you my bench, because I think that's where the real variables go. I would like to see Miranda. If he stays on this heater, he's got to make the squad. So I've got Miranda, Jose Miranda on the bench. I've got Sung Moon Sung also on the bench.
Yep.
And then
outfielder.
Yep. I like Ty France. He can't run.
Miranda and Ty France. I feel like they're like the same player archetype.
I know, that's the problem. That's why I'm saying I don't know. One of those two, you give or take. And then give me what's his face, the speedy cat, Johnson.
Bryce Johnson.
Give me Bryce Johnson. He serves a role. There's someone big I'm missing. I can feel it. Oh, Gavin Sheets is on the bench.
Oh,
he's still there.
Catcher.
Oof. Well, then you need Campy.
Give me Campy. Who even? I don't think a Brett Sullivan still exists. I mean, obviously out there in the universe, but not on the Padres. I don't even know who the number 3 catcher is. It looks like it's Blake Hunt on the depth chart, at least. That name sounds semi-familiar.
Give me Ethan Salas over that guy.
Ethan Salas.
Kid's struggling again, but
still only 13 years old.
Yeah. Look at this. We've got a catcher here, Duran Rodolfo, hitting 273 in 7 games.
Actually, do you have Campusano's numbers up there?
I do. Campy's hitting 133 with batting 2 for 15. Not great, Bob.
Not great. Put it this way: Freddie is going to play a lot of catcher this year. I'll just kind of leave it at that.
Oh boy, but yeah.
Who's someone else we kind of forgot about on the bench? Will Wagner.
Yeah, I like Will Wagner.
Very versatile. Yeah, left-handed bat.
He hasn't played in spring. That's why he's off my radar. I don't see his name on this list. Or at least he's not. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. There's 2 pages. Cat's in frame. Oh, yes. Wagner is 0 for 9 at the moment. That's why he's on the bottom of the list.
I see. Hot start.
Not ideal.
Yeah.
This is kind of comical. The other 3 catchers who are not the ones we listed, Brendan Duffrey, Ethan Salas, and Anthony Villar, are all 2 or less hits on the spring so far. At the bottom of the list.
Interesting. Did you read the numbers for Hunt already?
For Hunt?
Yeah.
I didn't see him. Hold on.
Because I was in my head, I was like, is there any world, even with Campy sucking, is there any world he's not the backup catcher? And maybe.
I'm not seeing it. But either way, I digress. Okay. What is your lineup?
I don't really know.
It's gotta be similar, yeah?
It's gotta be. I mean, I think the starters are pretty much all the same. I would say, although I think I got Castellanos, playing first base, and then I think, I'm seeing a platoon at DH. If it's a righty, it's gonna be Sheets. If it's a lefty, it's gonna be Andujar. And then we're gonna see spot starts from Sun Song. Give Manny a day off his feet to DH, stuff like that. But yeah, and then I think I agree. Like I don't know, between like Miranda and France, like I don't know. I don't even know if either of them make the team, to be honest with you. Just because I'm thinking like if you got 4 on the bench, right? If you got Campisano, or insert catcher here, right? It's like catcher.
Yeah.
I think unless Verdugo comes up big, I think you got Bryce Johnson again. Sun Moon Song, I think, is a shoe-in. And then to me, it's like Andujar or Sheet. Like, I think that fills out your lineup. So I don't even think, as much as I would, be intrigued to see a Ty France or a Miranda, I think they would have to have just like the most incredible, unbelievable spring trainings that we've ever seen in order to actually make the club, because I don't think they're giving you really anything on the base paths or on the defensive side of things. So,
well, Ty France does defensively. For sure does.
Is he? I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Maybe just like regular defender. I don't know. But maybe he did. If he did, then I'll eat those words. But I guess I'm just saying, like, I don't think he plays any other. Like, maybe he played third base at one point, but it seems like he's kind of pigeonholed at first base at this point. But
Ty France won his first Gold Glove in 2025.
Hey, well, look at that. All right, I eat my words. But yeah, so I don't know. That's just like, I don't know if I see either of them, though. I like them both, but I don't know if the spot makes sense necessarily.
Is there a world where Gavin Sheets gets bounced?
Gavin Sheets,
not right. I don't think
not right away. I think he had like too good of a year last year for them to bounce him right away, and he even played like left field too, so he like added a little bit of versatility. So I think they kind of give him. In the same way that Vasquez earned his spot, at least to start the year. I feel like some of those guys kind of just earned it. And I don't know, who knows? They might, since we do have a little bit more of a luxury of having a little bit, dare I say, depth, they, like, maybe they just do have a little bit shorter leash if they're not performing. But I think they kind of earned it. But I don't know.
To give someone their flowers, Gavin Sheets last year played in 145 games. He had 19 home runs and hit 252. I mean,
come on, let's go.
Not even as an everyday guy. I mean, the 145 games, that's inflated. He was not starting all those games. No. But he had 492 at bats. That's a lot.
That's a lot. It's a lot. But
71 RBIs.
Yeah, again, for a guy who didn't start every time, it's big time. I say last note, we're pretty much at time here. Stoked for WBC, lots of Padres in it. Dominican team looks incredible. The questions on the pitching side, I would say. U.S. team also looks incredible. Mason Miller's going to freaking have some big moments, I think. But then you can't sleep on Team Japan. Just saying. These guys are... I mean, they got the best player ever, and they're the number one. I feel like people are, though. Like, all the things that I've heard, everyone's like, Dominican, U.S., Dominican, and they're like, don't forget about Japan, the actual like number one team. But just want to touch on it. I like WBC. I think it'll be a great tournament. I think it's good for baseball. But again, we're stoked. The season's right around the corner. There's so much more to talk about, but can't fit it all into one show. But it's been a pleasure to get back on with you, brother.
Happy to be back, partner.
Sweet. All right, we'll catch you all next time. Peace.